Good morning, everyone. It would be helpful if I remembered what sequence I'm doing things in. Just hold my hair down. I can see that there is some of you are coming in already, so thank you for being here. Alyssa, good morning to you. And Jody and Charlisa, good morning. Oh, from the Gold Coast. And Ashley, how are you? Right at the moment, I haven't got Leanne joining me in the studio. I have sent the link, so she may have been held up with, I don't know what, anything. You never know these days, do you? So what I'm going to do is Parry Sound, Parry Sound, Canada. Wow, that sounds like a really nice place, and I dare say that's getting a bit. Is that early or late for you? I think it's a bit later, isn't it? So it'll be your evening, afternoon, evening. Hi, Amanda and Alyssa. Yes, we will be doing those at some point. Not quite right away. And Natalie, you're coming in from Newcastle. That's wonderful. Thanks. Now, I'm just going to, do bear with me because you're going to see me looking at different parts of the screen because I'm just going to see if Leanne, I'll just send a message to see if she is going to be able to make it because it's just one of those things at times, sometimes things will crop up in life that actually give us a bit of a hurry up, I suppose. No, here she is. She will be here in a minute. So whether that message got to her or not, don't know. But Leanne is here in a minute, and I haven't put my ear things in either. Oh, it's one of those things, isn't it? Hi, Leanne. How are you? I'm fine. I have started, so I'll wait until you're ready, before bringing you up. Um, I am chatting to our crew out there, the people who are interested in what we might have to say or not, or the cards, or in general chatting about spirituality or whatever the topic's going to be. Now,
hello.
and it's one of those things, if you look in the host chat there, Leanne, did you see what I actually put there? Because I thought, while I'm waiting, I'll just post a little note on the host chat because there is two different systems here as far as the actual chat communication goes.
No, I can't see it.
Oh, you don't get a host chat?
I've got the host chat, but I can't see your comment.
Oh, okay. Well, what I actually wrote was, hi, Leanne. Starting shortly, and with the topic of consumerism.
Beautiful. I'm not too sure what happened, but I was sitting in the lobby and it said host has you turned off. So I dropped out and dropped back in and it worked. So
Okay.
I can hear you. Okay.
Yeah.
You can't see me.
No, I couldn't. It was only just then that I saw that you'd come in. So that's very interesting.
That was on reload.
Yeah. Oh, look, there are times where some of those things do happen, where we're never sure exactly what we've got in the technology.
That's it, exactly.
And behave really, I wouldn't say erratically or inconsistently, but sometimes it's just stuff that happens. And
yeah, definitely.
Go with the flow, don't we?
Exactly. It's called technology. That's my understanding of it, everything, or my labelling.
Yeah. So I'm just noticing the hair. You've had something different done with your hair?
Oh, yes. I have gone what do they call it? Rose gold. And I've gone all the way to the top yesterday. So you're the second person to notice. Thank you.
Fresh look.
Yeah, I like it. So it's gradually got to where I want it to be.
I just go the same old flow.
I keep thinking, well, change is as good as a holiday, they tell me. So.
Oh, it is, absolutely.
Yeah.
And now I suppose that you've actually got your comments. You can see this comment stream in the back end,
yes.
too now, can't you?
Yeah.
Can you actually click on them to bring them up as well or not? Just wondering if that's a change that's happened because I was practicing a few things with Shaz yesterday as far as being on
Nice.
streaming platforms and the different choices that we have with different platforms even.
Yeah.
But I still continue to use Be Live because I actually really enjoy it. So,
Yeah, I
and that's
do.
not putting a plug on a push. It's just that it's an easy one to use and I like it.
I agree.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. And, look, it, to me, it comes to mind, it's all of those choices that we have. And even if you're going to consumerism as a topic for me, as I was even just, we were going along doing our daily grocery shopping, purely because with the little, what do you call them, the bar fridges being smaller, we can't store as much in that. So we do shop for our tea daily, like we go in the morning and do that. And it's just the number of choices and the amount of stuff that is on offer out there, just in your Coles, your Woolworths, your whatevers, that's regular, what your daily needs are, not just wants. And you've got all of those choices.
Yeah.
It's just so overwhelming, and more especially so because it's coming up not too far away from Christmas. What is
I
it?
know.
15 days.
Well, it's crazy.
And who fully organised and planned for that? I don't even look at it.
I was planning on being organised before we got start Labour Thor, but we started that Sunday night for every night for 15 nights, and I've still got a heap of shopping to do. I think I've got 3 presents. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
So that's the other side of it for me too, that over the years I've become quite, what's the word for it? Zoned out, I suppose, when it comes to presence as the norm. And I suppose I just don't know where I know it comes for me from a really long time ago when I was a kid and we were given a certain amount that we would be allowed to spend for a small gift for each of our brother and sisters.
Yeah.
And it's just, it was the result of, I was just such a cheap ass in this one particular year that it was just small plastic things and I spent the rest on myself, like totally, totally horrible. And from that one experience, I've hated trying to choose and do gift giving. And I did it for the kids whilst they were growing up, if I remembered. And they'll relay some stories where I totally forgot to get presents. And now it's more deliberate because I see the waste that is there with what, and it was partly as the kids would be growing up and you get them different varieties of gifts, and then they were expecting more, and then they were expecting more expensive, and then it would still be use a few weeks and it would be thrown away. And we've become so consumer, use it, throw it away based that it's at threat of the planet now. And that's where my concerns around it is, as I'm looking at all these choices.
That's it.
And as Shaz this morning said, there's some shops you can't get cottage cheese, ricotta cheese, things that are staples. And I said, well, what can you expect when our dairy farmers are going out of business because they're not getting it paid enough for their product to keep their farms going? They have to sell up. They can't continue to go into a loss. It's business.
That's
the whole system is broken, and the expectations to be able to continue to keep spending and buying product that is creating such a hassle for world. It actually is a world problem, in my view. And I'm not going to get political, but it's, in what you've encountered, even in what you're doing with your stalls and your works and things like that, it's all with really great, good and intent, for what our pathways are with the spirituality. How do you connect with that?
I don't know. I just sort of think that the whole world, the universe is going through change and it's being pushed. So we've got to sort of connect in that side of it. And you do really see a lot of waste and stuff like that. Like this year, I've said to my kids, because they can't come up with ideas of what they want for Christmas, and I'm the same. People ask me and I'm like, I don't know. So I'm actually only going to get them a few small gifts that are going to be useful. Like, my daughter's moved out of home, so she needs stuff for her house in that sense. I've
Mm,
said to the kids, how about we just have a family holiday? We have a few days we actually take time and spend together, because all four of us are going in different directions all the time. And I think that is a way we are forced to stop if it gets, if we get on a boat cruise or on a plane and fly to Queensland or whatever, we're being forced to have that what I call important time together, that family time. So, and it is we are seeing so many changes going on across the universe. Businesses are struggling.
mm.
We're seeing that we've only been at Labourthorpe for 2 days. There's been a lot of people out there looking, but there's not people wanting to spend money that would normally spend money on those stalls, those smaller businesses that are out there sort of doing the long yards for
Yeah,
the period of a time. So,
isn't it?
yeah,
It is that hard cycle, isn't it? Because
yeah,
with what we do still need to be earning our income
we
and
do.
being able to pay our bills and things like that.
Yeah.
And it's the choice of the how that we do that. For you, you do have some products, you do a
Mm,
retail side of what you do, as well as your services, doing the readings and the rest. For me, it's just online, it is services.
yeah.
But still, people needing to have that available money or spare to be able to spend and keep that cycle going. But where does, and that's why my idea, the thinking around consumerism, how far and wide do we go with it? And I've decided myself that I'll just be telling the kids, look, it's going to be a present-free Christmas this year. Just think that I've forgotten it. It's just that. But
Yeah,
it is a combination of various factors that helps me make
yeah.
that choice too.
That's it. But
Um,
so for our family, for the last probably 6, 7 years, with
hmm,
the adults, we do the Santa draw, Secret Santa. We all get given a name and we go and spend $50 on that one person rather than buying 8 or 9 different presents,
yes.
sort
Yeah,
of thing. So, and that's another way of minimising it in a sense and giving a decent present. We
yeah,
still do all the
it's
kids under 18, and once they turn 18, they can either join in with the adults
yeah,
or else they're not involved in it. It's their
yeah,
choice.
pretty much that's how we did it.
Yeah,
Especially because when you have 4 kids, it does add it up.
yeah.
It's something we all, as combined family, had decided not to do. Cousins and the rest, it just got too. It does get too expensive and
Mm,
the wasteful side to a
yeah,
degree. But it was, hardly any time that we'd spend together. And I think that idea of doing a holiday together is absolutely fabulous.
yeah,
Spending the
that's
time,
it.
creating the memories. So
Yeah.
love
And
that.
it's kind of hard because we're like, as a mum, I'm feeling like we're at that hard point. Like my kids are now 20 and 16, and it's like, you
Mm.
just want to spoil them with all these presents. And like you said, a lot of it gets wasted.
Mm.
Kids, 2 weeks' time, they're bored with it. It gets chucked to the back of the cupboard. So I'm sort of finding it hard to go, okay, well, I'm not going to spend as much, but we are going to have this holiday
Yeah.
sort of thing when we can get our calendars together. So,
Yeah.
and I think just in another sense, and I don't want to put a dampener on Christmas, I think it's really important to also acknowledge those that are struggling at this time of year, because there are so many out there, whether it's financially, it's mentally, emotionally, in that side of it as well. Because I know from our point of view, Ros, that so many people do find this time of year hard
Yeah.
because they are missing loved ones that have passed over,
That's
um,
yeah.
as well as we've got the anxiety, depression, and everything else that people suffer. So
It
yeah,
is. Yeah. And I just noticed I've only flicked up a few of the comments that have just been the hellos without saying it. But when I'm actually putting it on the screen, do consider I'm saying that we're saying hello back. It's in mid conversation. Sometimes it doesn't help to interrupt it, if you get what I
yeah,
mean. And just a reminder too, while we're at that sort of a break as well, for those who are on the cross posted pages, which I have done, Pretty sure I did to yours as well, Leanne. So I know you get a lot of comments in the back there. So
Yeah.
for those who are on the other pages, please make sure that you're on the mytimetv.live page. And it's in the description above, or if you're on a mobile, it'll be below, I think. I'm not 100%.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
I'm not sure where it shows up. It could be sideways. So do make sure that you're on the mytimetv.live page so that you can see that we are live now, taking comments. And I saw this one, congrats, hun. So what's the congrats for? Because it wouldn't be for me. What have you done? What have you done?
What have I done? No more than normal.
Something we don't know yet.
No. Well, unless she was talking about Labourthal, the markets,
okay.
being out there.
Tasha, you might need to clarify that one because I'm
interesting. I love it.
And there's a brilliant idea, Linda. Now, I'm not sure where Linda that had a brilliant idea. I haven't got the name there.
Unless she means me with the Christmas holiday, holiday thing.
It could be one of those fat finger syndrome things.
Yep. I'm not seeing Linda in the comments.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
There's a Lynn.
Prezzies, yes. Yeah, no, it's Amanda.
Yeah, beautiful.
That's the Prezzies.
I think it's a great idea. I've just got to tie my daughter down to do it, my oldest one.
Look, there was one year that I had done, and this is a good suggestion, I think, too, for those who really are starting to really think about how much they consume of what is planet Earth's resources, Mother Earth, Gaia. And I don't know whether the kids liked it or not much. I only had the one granddaughter, I think, at the time, and I said, look, I'm going to buy her a present, and everyone else, I'm contributing to a goat in some country in Asia, in one of those village type things. There was an opportunity to do that. I said, look, I'm going to do this. I haven't got much spare cash this year, so I'm going to put this one to that, because there are times where financial situation will create that instance where you really stress about, what am I going to get and what am I going to get? I haven't got any money. I haven't got any money. There's, as far as cash flow goes for presents and things like that, it's one of the other things that do it. It's why I'm being more bold in asking people, can I, have your bookings? I need to be making a living. And things like that. Don't be afraid to ask for what you need of universe. Ask. And if you're really short for income, ask universe to provide it. Have that positive thought behind it that you're going to be provided for. It's that level of trust. I'm learning.
Yeah.
Learning. And we all go through that in stages in our life. So put your trust socks on.
Yeah, that's it.
And get going with it.
Tasha just says it was for Cherie. She said she was pregnant, that we predicted it. Congratulations, Cherie. How exciting.
Yeah.
Yay.
And I've got this other one. Hi, Mum.
Hi, Mum.
I don't want to do it, Mum and Dad would.
Of course they will.
Isn't it wonderful?
I love it.
Yeah, like you said earlier too, for some of us it can be a sadder time of year because we are missing people who have passed on, like my parents have now. So it's all relative. We each have those stages in life that we're wanting to work through and experiencing, isn't it?
That's it.
And what else have you got that you could add to that while I'm finding just another my thingy's moving around a bit.
So good morning, honey. Yeah, and I don't think it matters how long your past loved ones have been gone for. It doesn't. I know they say it gets easier over time, but it's times like this at this time of year that you do think about them more. So, and I always say trust. They're there with us. They celebrate. We just can't see the physical. And so you'll feel their energy with you.
Yeah, look, even sometimes it's just the am I looking towards you or away looking this way? I'm just slightly looking.
On my screen, you're looking towards me. And if I go that way, I'm looking towards you too.
I'm looking towards you. Look, there's been times, and this is where I first realised that there was something other than just me around, floating around when I was a kid. You just look out the side
Mm.
of the eye because you saw something flashing around. It's those moments too. I know for myself that you know their presence is there, even
Yeah,
though you probably can't put the name to it. Oh, she, what was that? It's that type of feeling and look that I've had that got me to thinking, there's more. And that's when I started playing
definitely.
around with Ouija boards. Not a good thing. When I was very, very young.
Yeah. It's sort of funny how we all experience that at one stage or another.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
did do
yeah.
it one day with a friend.
Yes, at 14, it was an experience, and that's
Yeah,
where I really knew and found, yeah, that's, the people can say, oh, it's all bullshit and stuff like that, but you do have to, I mean, you don't have to, you do, for some of us, we do need to actually touch that button to find out that it's hot or turns on and does something horrible or good. Most of the time we expect good, but
yeah,
occasionally you get the horrible. So you sometimes, you might go into things all innocent and thinking, still learn about it before you dive in, because there was,
yeah.
some instances even in that was a bit, oh shit, basically.
Yeah,
I hope we don't
that's it.
get the
Yeah,
beat on
and
that one with a Facebook.
that's
Um,
it. And I guess with this, with what we do have to be careful with how we go around things. We do a lot of work on ourselves, protecting, grounding, breathing, and all that sort of stuff. I love to do the ghost hunting stuff. I've got some stuff coming up next year that we're going to be doing videos on ghost hunting on different properties that people are inviting us in to go and investigating with that. So keep an eye on my YouTube channel for that one. But, even in situations like that, you need to be aware of what you are playing with, what you are stirring up. I call it
mm,
playing because to me it's playing with, because I'm fascinated in it. So you've
yeah.
got to be careful not to take on stuff because we do in the physical and then it can result in health and stuff like that. So, you do need to be aware. And that's where I love teaching because you, watching people have aha moments and really finding their own way and their own intuition is incredible.
Oh, yeah. I know for myself, even as I started wondering, and then,
Mm.
that when 16, getting my first tarot deck and Dad finally throwing it away and leaving it alone. Well, especially after the experience with the Ouija board, I can tell you. Um, but it's still that what you have that is within will come to the fore when
Yep.
it's the right time. So it has for me, and it really has been a great journey of discovery and
Yeah.
learning things and actually moving forward with it and realizing, well, the timing is perfect for when you've got the maturity for it, for one thing. And
Mm.
uh, and the right knowledge comes forward just at those perfect times because it's innate within us because of the connection with humanity. Ages past to what ages are forward as well. And you start finding that out the more you dig in, and it does make you more curious for the extra, what other information can I find out? But what's information if you're not going to be using it as well?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
be directed toward the stuff that you really can use rather than just, oh, that's an interesting bit of trivia, if you
Yeah.
get yeah.
Yeah, and I think with intuition, it's really important that people take note of what's being put in front of them because I always say there's signs to do with intuition. Like a lot of people with anxiety and depression quite often are highly intuitive, but because they don't understand it or they're blocking it, it results in that physical sort of side of it, and the mental sort of
Mm.
side of it. Things not going right or flowing in your life can be a block when it comes to your intuition. So they try to get our attention in any way they can.
Yep. And it's putting that listening mode into action,
It is.
really,
Yeah.
really actually listening to what's around us, not always trying to be drowning out that noise. Um, I wonder sometimes, the industry will, which industry? Mental health, medical industry, and the rest will put labels on so many things.
Mm.
Possibly more along the etherical, spiritual side of things, as far as autism spectrum.
Mm.
Is it, it's something that really even psychologists aren't 100% sure the why and everything, the what triggers it and what's wrong. Is there really brain connections that's wrong? Is it medical? All of that sort of thing. And I sort of think maybe it's just that there's different connections there because they've got a different purpose that they're needing to concentrate on. I mean, some of them can have absolute, focused skills in one particular area that are absolutely excellent in, and that really is their life purpose to follow that. And we try to train them away from that and say you're not normal and things like that just because they might not be able to communicate by speech very well or don't like loud noises and that sends them nuts. Things like that we don't understand. But, yeah, it's just such a fascinating area to actually allow ourselves to
That's it.
listen and learn what is our stuff, what is our purpose, and moving forward in it.
Yeah. Well, like you said, loud noise, for me as being highly intuitive, I can go into a crowd of people and that noise that would normally seem normal to most people can seem very heightened because it's kind of like we're working on a different frequency, I guess is probably the easiest way to explain it. So, like you said, for somebody in that sort of situation, noise could be a factor. There's common facts in a lot of things when we look at intuition and the health side of stuff. So, and it is the understanding.
Yeah, it's taking time to actually understand someone in where they are in their life and their makeup. They each of us are individual. Tony and I watched, we bought a zoo last night. That was on telly. We don't normally watch TV. We also were playing Mahjong and Rummy Cave. But it's, even in that show, the interaction of different personalities and people spending that time that they gradually learnt to love each other in who they were and what reason they were there at the zoo for, creating this revamped zoo and whatnot. Great story. And it does remind me we really do need to be spending that time and allowing that connection to happen and understand each other more deeply than what we do, the surface of life. And that then we'll get back to how we actually interact and what actually is gift giving. It's not just physical presence as in gifts, but being present as in sharing that time, energy and space. Because as soon as, even though we're not in the same room, we're sharing energy in how we're chatting and sharing that out to global because that's where this goes. And it's knowing that connection is happening. It just gives joy to my heart because it's something that does create that interconnection everywhere and reinforces that etheric, that spiritual connection for me.
Yeah. So I got to say, because of having crystals and stuff on our stalls and stuff when we do things, even when I had the shop, I used to find a lot of people would come into my shop with their carers. So you've got people that, mentally challenged, physically challenged, and
here's a result from search.
Did you have a Siri or something turned on?
My phone has been sitting next to me all morning. It hasn't done it. Should we see what Siri searched?
Go for it.
I don't even know how to use Siri. See, look, now my screen has gone closed.
Yeah, she'd come up with
oh my God. Have you say Careers Australia? Carers Australia.
Oh, carers, you must be
Carers Australia. We're coming into my shop with okay. It just took my sentence.
Yeah.
That is on silent.
Yeah, I've got mine on airplane mode, but with at least with the Samsung, you've got to say, "Hey Google" or something like that.
Yeah.
To it. If I had the iPad, which is sitting right in front of me, if I had that on, she probably might respond too.
Yeah. But mine's not turned on. Mine has the ability to turn it off, and I don't use the search. So that was really weird. If it had come from the other end of the room, the passageway across there, my reading room, where we've got a Google device, a Mini, that plays my music, I wouldn't have been surprised. But from there,
wow, yeah.
yeah. But back to my where I was going with that. Like I had a lady come to Labourthal not last night, the night before, and she was there with her carer, and I recognised her. And I know over time when she's come into my shop, she's been very fascinated by the crystal rings, and Spirit drew me to the fact she didn't have her rings on. I said, "Oh, you haven't got your rings today," and it started a conversation. And even though they don't have the ability, or she didn't have the ability to hold a conversation or her mind work in the way most of us do, I find it really fascinating because some of those conversations can be so deep and meaningful, and what you take away from it compared to what they've taken away can be so rewarding as well. So I just love it. I find it fascinating sitting and talking to people like that. Well, people of all nationalities and everything like that, because every person you take away something different. You learn something from. I love it.
And it's also the aged. Probably because I'm coming into it more and more because I've done the 60 this year. But it's not been my focus. Like age is it's just a number. It's how we feel, but it's still, as they're in the area that I'm choosing to live again, back here in Port Elliot, and do the shopping more locally, which we do, Victor or Port Elliot. Is sometimes Galway, there is a lot of the retirement-aged people. I mean, Tony's retired, so it's going to be a more meaningful age group for me. But it's the being able to listen. You know, you get chatting with people, and it is the stories that we can tell. They are only stories that are really relevant for them, but in each of those, there might be that gem of something that they share that really can connect with us because we recognise a similar thing in our own life and our own history or ancestry or stories told in our families. So it brings that connection again together, doesn't it? And it is listening and sharing.
That's it. Well, can you imagine if all of us just took 5 more minutes a day to slow down and sit and listen to somebody, to really listen and get to know them?
Yeah.
Look bigger, look past what scratches the surface, look at the bigger focus in that way. You get a better understanding of people. You start to see stuff. Things open up. There's more clarity.
And one of the best places to start, but it's also one of the absolute hardest, is with your own self and partner, that connection, because it's so familiar and they're all the time with you, as far as it they the person, the actual soul that you choose to live with, if you are partnered. It can be such a hard thing to actually broach into areas that as far as discussion, for something to get to know them deeper, because there can be that assumption that we know each other so well, it's not bothering. It's not worth to sit and really listen because we think we know them, where in that depth we don't really.
So
there's still so much that can be discovered of who each other is. 5 minutes of doing that. How do you do it? Oh, I'm still learning.
Life's a lesson, a big lesson, multiple lessons.
It is.
Yeah.
And we do still have a few that are still
We've got a bit carried away, haven't we?
Like, as I've explained before on these shows now, just because it's the mid half hour-ish, do remember to look which source you're looking at. So make sure that you're on the mytimetv.live page. I'm not monitoring anything in the background of the other pages, so please do that. And sometimes we don't even get to doing the card readings or medium readings or anything. There has been some of these sessions that we don't get around to it because we're so involved and really enjoying the conversation. So I'm not saying that we're not going to do that today, because that's what I'm leading into. We probably will right now because it is past that half hour mark. And you do enjoy it, and we enjoy sharing our time this way as well. I just noticed with you, Ashley, I think you're up in Canada and you're mentioning it's cold and winter there and 7 p.m. when the show started. And I'm sort of thinking, well, it's summer here and it's still cold. It was 11 or something this morning, 10 days into summer, and I had to put a jumper on. I've taken it off now. It's warmed up a bit, but it's, the weather worldwide seems to be a bit weird.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it?
Seasons are changing.
What's it like at Mount Barker this morning? Because I think you get colder than we do.
It looks overcast. I haven't been. Well, I did go outside. It was morning. I jumped out of bed, put clothes on, drove my daughter to work, and come home for a shower. But by memory, it was cold. I had a t-shirt on, and I thought, "Oh God, that wind, that breeze."
Yeah, it can be, isn't it?
It's crazy.
Now I'm going to start doing this. I thought, well, what I'd do so we can see that. Can we see that comment a bit better doing it that way? Now it's the reading type part. So Alyssa, I like how you spell love a card reading if you're attached to me. Well, we are etherically, but I think you meant attracted. The way that I tend to do the reading stuff is I start at the top of what list I've got here and try to work down. You're the first one to comment wanting a card. So I thought, well, that's probably the easiest way of doing it. Are you going to do the cards or the medium readings, Leanne?
I'll do the medium. How about you do the cards today?
Yeah, figured that.
I love the other night when we both had the same deck and did that.
I've still got the same deck, and I'm putting it in the centre this time and see how that works. This is the deck that I'm using, which is I've got the expanded one, if you can see it. Is that focused?
Yep.
Yep. So I've got the expanded edition. You had the standard. And
I got the standard.
This is the card for you, Alyssa. So I'm just going to solo that for the moment. And it is the child card. So what I'm getting from that is new ideas for you. And with that, actually, how do we do this? I'm just going to try something else too. Just hang on. I'm going to drop your video only, Leanne. I think we can still hear you. Yep. And I think that way I can still go this way so that I'm in the corner. I don't like talking when someone can't see me. I've gotten so used to this. With the child card, hoping that you can see that there's those beautiful sparkly little objects. And considering that we actually were talking about consumerism, well, I was more so, the subject of consumerism, that don't be too distracted with the bright, shiny objects. It's the childlike way of being rather than wanting to have, like kids really see the bright, shinies and want to have. It's that surprise and wonderment that I'm sensing for you in looking at things with the new perspective, with that bright, childlike perspective of wonderment in what we're seeing. So that's what I'm seeing there. Now, how do I do this swap around? Like that. And back.
Hey, you got it.
So hopefully that
you gotta love the buttons.
Yeah. Just trying different methods of how we can do this so that it's a little more smoother. What's the word for it? Is it professional or just a little more organised looking? Whatever.
I do both.
So I've got there from Lynn. Please tell me what our financial future's looking like.
Okay. Honey, I kind of feel like you've been on a bit of a roller coaster with that this year, all right? But I also look at where your mindset is going. So I've got the negative energy that is coming in around that a little bit. I want to say change your thought process. Look at what it is that you need and put it out to the universe and focusing on, seeing that coming in rather than what we don't have. And I feel that will change. It'll be more positive next year. Okay.
Goody. That's good. Oh, we've got Trina is from Perth. Wonderful.
Hey,
Trina. And Rashina, you'd like a card. Now, I've just done it a little differently so I don't have to shuffle every time. What I did was shuffle the energy for general as in this is the pick of the cards, and I've got them laid out like this, and so do that. I'm not showing it. Oh, bugger.
The camera's gone down.
The camera's gone down because I didn't have the camera on. Duh. I took the wrong camera. So here's your card. I'm just pulling a random card out. What you have there is that one. I will leave it there. I won't bother putting me in it. I'll just put the card there. Where is it going to show nicely? There. So you've got the flowers, Rashina, and that is almost like the congratulatory receiving that gift that can be romantic. So if you've got romance and things like that in mind and relationship, that's what it would be relative to. If you've done something that was really fantastic and you want recognition for it, that's where I'm sensing that is the recognition for it in that gift of flowers. What do you feel with that one?
Yeah, I was very much drawn to the gift coming sort of thing with that side of it. So I do feel that next year is going to be very much a positive year for you. The dogs love it.
I've got some dogs I have 2 dogs here, and something has walked past. So I don't know what that's about. Because they're very noisy. Apologies for that. Occasionally they get very excited when there's people or dogs go past.
They want to get in on the conversation.
Many messages for Ashley tonight from her sister or grandmother's. That one is yours.
Okay. Ashley, with your question, all of a sudden I felt a little bit nervous around the stomach. So I want to say, what is going on around you at the moment? I do feel this energy will settle down. I got a beautiful smile from your sister, and I feel like I'm looking at her and yourself being very similar in your looks with that, okay? Hand on the heart, she is not alone. I get there's about 4 different spirits there with her. Your grandmother is one, and there's a older male there as well. So your sister wants to acknowledge the hands on the heart, which is my sign for love and pride. She also shows me she puts the signs around you with the music. So I want to say, look at the song that comes up at times that remind you of her, because she is giving you the message through that song. I also want to acknowledge the celebration or the birthday, literally just been or about to be. Now, I don't feel like I'm acknowledging so much Christmas. I want to say it is more around anniversary or the birthday. Now, when they give me that sign, it's literally in the last couple of weeks or the next 4 to 6 week time period with that side of it, okay? Your sister makes me feel like she would talk a lot with her hands as well. She says this year's been a little bit testing for you, but it's going to be okay. So I want to say you've come out a lot stronger this year. Look at the direction you're heading, put those wishes out there, and the universe will provide it, okay? Yeah. Butterfly wings too, the butterflies. Acknowledge the butterflies I got.
Yeah, something just on my screen there came up with butterflies as well. I don't know what that was. So there you go. There you go.
I love it, the timing.
It is, isn't it?
That's the thing, like spirit is being so much more physical at the moment. Mm-hmm. You know, I've had people say, you know, I feel like I'm being followed, or I hear footsteps, or there's a presence. And I really think it's a lot to do with this universal energy at the moment that is giving them the energy to be more physical with us like that.
Yeah, I think it really is strengthening what's needed for what's coming up. It needs that strength and strengthening.
Oh, next year's going to be incredible. I can feel that energy already.
Yeah. So for anyone who's just starting to awaken and become aware and grow, and those of us who do have a bit more experience, etc. I mean, it is get in there and do the work to strengthen and move it forward.
Yeah.
I just love this. Here's another FFS, which is my thing for fat finger syndrome, or it's just that autocorrect or auto.
I love autocorrects.
For me, please, lobe. And it's just because I'm moving into doing more of the proofreading stuff, and I just pick it up so much, and it just makes me laugh because it's It's just part of what life is. We get these things happening. So I'm going to choose a card for you. So
At least the logo's not as bad as my little stuff up the other week on the posters. Instead of putting champagne and nibbles, the posters went out with champagne and nipples.
that was so funny.
It got a lot of reaction on social media.
Yeah,
I love it.
didn't it? Yeah, no, I thought
It was hilarious.
So there we have that one. That doesn't come up with the right thing, does it? I've got to do, whoopsie, go back to that. I'll move that to there and do it this way. Yep, done. So it's the mice is the card for you there, Dawn. I'm feeling that there is a sense of using your resources. Can you see that clearly enough in the frame there? I suppose you can.
I can.
You can? Yeah.
Yeah.
Not actually sitting out well enough. Look, let me do this. This is just me liking it clear. There we go.
It's the Virgo.
It is. It's the Virgo. The resources are all there to be used. Mice actually do take the opportunity when they see it. So if there's anything left out and around to be used, or that there's things that you've got that you haven't got around to using, that's what I'm sensing. And especially my topic that this morning was consumerism. It's not so much getting in and getting new of everything. It really is using what is out and around that you've already got. I'm feeling that need to actually look at what you have and create that usefulness out of it, whether it's to reuse or whether it's to recreate. As you can see, this mouse is actually chewing through what is his support there at this point in time, not realising he's going to fall on his A in a minute. And I nearly said that word. So be careful as well in how and what you're using. Choose the right things. Choose the right resources for you. Okay? So that's what I'm getting from that card. And we can move on to, I would love to know if I get a better job or more hours anytime soon. Thank you. I'm actually getting yes on the more hours. Yes. I don't know.
I got yes too.
Is it in the current job? I'm feeling yes, it's in the current job. Yeah.
Well, I'd say within the next 2 to 4 weeks, I'm drawn with that, the 2 to 4.
Right, good. Okay, so hopefully that answers it for you, Shalisa. And we have love and light as the correction.
I love it.
Now, Trina, another one about job. And, here's me shuffling the cards. It just goes automatic, doesn't it? So I'll shuffle the cards. Anything regarding the job I'm waiting to hear from, please do I start applying for other jobs. Thank you, ladies.
I want to say keep applying, honey, but I don't want to write this job off either. Okay, so it is about moving forward and creating that energy, that flow is the reference I get there.
Yeah, that's exactly what I got. Be where you are for now, but still keep applying, because something that will be more ideal will turn up, but it's just going to, it's going to be a time thing. Sorry, my iPad went in my ear. I must have said something.
And do you know what? I think it's really important at the moment for us to keep that flow going in no matter what we're doing, rather than sitting and waiting for things to come to us. We're still in that, the 2019 energy where it is very much about letting go of the structures and stuff, but going with the flow. Doesn't mean that we've got to stop and wait for everything to come to us. We just need to keep that energy moving so we can move forward. It just means we don't have to force things to happen.
Yeah. And I've just drawn a card there for Amanda too. And that's the key. So as far as a romance goes, it's actually unlocking your willingness to be in a relationship. There's probably been some unknown inner fear that you've had that you haven't been able to set free yet, whether it's a past love that you've not quite set free. That's actually a beautiful rose in there if you can't see the full depiction properly. The one thing it's a bit glary there, isn't it? Is the light
slightly? What if you took the card forward a little bit?
Right there. I just want you to see, it is unlocking and setting free something, that it's a gorgeous detail. If only it would focus well enough. See that?
That's it. That looks good.
So, the golden key is yours. So I'm seeing there is going to be some success in an interest that you'll be focusing in on for next year, through next year, but letting go, setting free that which is from the past as well. Anything you want to add to that one?
And by doing that, honey, I get the reference to letting go of any of the blocks, opening your heart up, because I do feel like you are in control of that. That key is the key to your heart, so to speak. You are that center point. All right. So by moving that, and I want to say that to everybody, this is a really good time now because the year's nearly at an end. What are the blocks you've got? What is it that you're holding on to in your life? What are stopping you from moving forward? Is it others around you or is it ourselves? Because a lot of the time it can be ourselves that put those blocks there, not realizing that's what we've done. So I say set all that stuff free, acknowledge it, give gratitude, let it go. And when you do, you're going to find you're going to move forward in a really big way. Okay?
Oh, whoops. I'm sitting here with my tongue poking out.
Are you thinking?
I'm trying to set up just to have the card not reflect like for Bella. So sorry about that. So I'll just do it quickly. I'll bring that one up quickly and see if that'll show reasonably well without dropping you out. That looks clear enough.
Yeah,
so
it does.
The books, I'm just asking the question, you're taking on some study. Is what I'm getting from that one.
There's a lot of growth around you, honey, next year.
Yeah. So that's what I'm getting. So there you go. That was short and simple.
Sometimes they're the best ones.
Exactly. Now, Cherie has here, and this is a fairly long comment, so I'm just going to see if I can pull it up like that. Morning, beautiful ladies. I asked you both a few months ago if I would fall pregnant with my rainbow baby. You both said yes by the end of the year. Well, you were spot on once again. Thank you both. One quick thing. Do you see baby boy or baby girl? Oh, I don't do those ones, but it looks...
I got a girl.
Yeah.
I see pink. Congratulations, honey.
Wonderful. That's great news. Thank you for that feedback. That's good. And Jody here is asking what's in the job career prospects for her son, because he's looking but not sure what he wants to do.
I'm drawn to needing to work with his hands.
And
I feel that he's good at fixing things.
Yeah, and I think he'll find very shortly, and there's a quick card there too, the well. So it is definitely handwork, purely because if you see, a well doesn't work unless it has the handle worked.
Yeah.
Right? So to get to the juice at the bottom, you got to actually put the handle to work. And I think that certainly supports what you said there, Leanne.
Yeah, I'm going to look at mechanics or something with metal. Okay.
Yeah. And Dawn has mentioned, I haven't even started yet, no time off work, got to go all in one day to do, help, haha, that's the Christmas shopping gift stuff. Referencing it because of the
I'm not sure where I'm going to get
through and the way I work through.
The funny thing is I've probably got more for my husband than I have for anybody. Usually he's the last one on the list, the kids are first.
I deliberately haven't started, and I probably won't. I'll probably say, well, it's a presentless gift this year. It's going to be something special later. So I've got to think of that yet. Morning, ladies. Just wondering, do you see us moving soon? Thank you. I've got a definite yes on that one myself. What do you?
I've got a yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the direction
you get number 7 in that. So whether you're the 7th of the month or 7 weeks.
Yeah, I'm just one direction. I just got a E. So whether you're moving east or Easter or something like that, but that's I don't know what week's that. No idea.
Let's think Christmas first.
Oh, whoops, wrong one.
End of March, April, I think.
Oh,
Beginning
right.
of April is Easter.
Yeah, so that's not the 7th month.
It's only 3 months away, really, when you think about it.
I
Three and
think,
a half.
yeah, that's right. No, as soon as Christmas is over, we'll have the Easter
Oh,
thing.
they're already out here in Mount Barker.
Hot cross buns already?
Yeah, Coles have been selling them in packs of 4 for about 3 months.
It just takes the total relevance of celebrating an actual timeline to being irrelevant when that's
it.
that's consumerism. Here we have.
I love it.
Oh, it was Tasha. It was for Cherie. Oh, she said she was pregnant. That you guys predicted it. We had that one up before, didn't we?
We did.
Oh, did I do one for Bella yet?
Yes, we did. She's just thanking you for the card.
Okay. Well, that's good because
she asked for a card and said thank you.
Yeah, must have been a second comment. That's fine. Anything in Lily's future? So that one I think I can pass to you.
Okay, honey, I feel like you need to be doing things around children, either working with children or looking at programs around children. I just get this. I feel frustrated with your energy. So I want to say this year has been quite frustrating for you. I want to say it's been the ups and the downs. I get the reference to when you put yourself first and you nurture you, things are really going to flow in the right direction. So I just want to say focus on you for now, okay? When you do that, big things are coming your way next year, okay? Step past those fears because I do feel that fear gets in the way around you. So I want to say keep pushing through, working through that. And when you start moving that energy, you're going to see a lot of change, okay? Don't live in the shadows. Come to the forefront. Stand out. All right. So wishing you all the best.
Oh, what have I done there? Oh, that's different. Oh, I went to put the video on the camera on for the card, and because I did in the end shuffle for a card for her, and I said, I think too that there might be some recognition from a male in your environment, in your life, that's going to provide you with that recognition. Not that you're searching for it, but that it's going to be there. Whether it's more romantic or not.
And it adds numerology, makes a 1, new beginnings. Yes. Not saying an old relationship's coming to an end or whatever, but new energy coming in.
And you look at the fact it's got the ace there as a 1 card number.
Yeah.
So it's double for that. So I think that's lovely. Well, it's lovely for you.
It's funny, I'm sitting here looking at my wedding ring. So if you're married, honey, I get the feeling there could be taking another step in the relationship in a positive way. I just feel like I'm focusing on the rings.
That deeper communication and things that we were talking about as well.
It's exciting. It feels good.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And any messages from Teresa's dad? So,
honey, my heart goes out to you. Okay, I just got a whole wave of sadness come through me. So, whether that emotion is yours or it's your dad's, he knows how much he is missed, and he does hear you talk to him regularly. So I always say, trust what you feel, think, see, hear, you know. Okay, he shows me that he was tired. He was ready to go. I do feel that it was drawn out a little bit in that way. So I want to say he did hold on as long as he possibly could. All right. He's a proud man. Okay. I get the hand on the heart as well. So that's my sign for love and pride. Now, I don't know who uses the word okay a lot, but he just keeps making me feel like he wants to say, okay, like you understand he was tired. He needed to go. I do get that he was like, you were his everything. All right. So family means a lot to him. All right. So thank you for everything you did for him.
Great. Yes, my heart goes out for you too.
Yeah.
The feeling of that first Christmas without one of the loved ones. yeah. 2 years of a row in that. Anyway, I've got the card next for Lily. It's wonderful to see you here, Lily. And just quickly, because I know we're running out of time, we're just past the hour that we've been on, as far as time is a limit sometimes. But just quickly, wondering if you've feeling divine, like with the new project, how it's going to go, the message. I've got the compass is set and you're moving in the right direction with what you've done. I've already liked the page, so thank you for sharing that. So keep it moving forward. It's going to move ahead really well for you. As you've already experienced, the feeling is divine.
Beautiful.
So, yeah. And another card, I'll just do one quickly. And whilst I'm shuffling for this last card, I will choose this one as the last. Is there anything that you've got coming up that you'd really like to share with, what's in progress for you?
Yeah, okay. So every year I sort of look at how far I've come, do the reflection and plan. Sorry, guys. Oh, goodness, throat all of a sudden. Plan what is going on, because I always seem to go through a shift of energy each year and put new things in place for the year coming. So this year coming, I am focusing a lot on my online courses as well. So I want to take the tools and stuff that I have learnt over the years through my own experience, the incredible mentors that I've had that have guided me and whatnot, and build online courses so I can try to reach many people rather than spending as much time trying to mentor one-on-one, because I do feel that next year is going to open up. Sorry. Oh, goodness. Getting over the cold last week. Next year is opening up a lot more people into the light, the loving energy, and their intuition. So if you're interested, I do have a beginner's online course that will be hitting my Facebook page mid-January, but you can register your interest now. Sorry. Goodness, I just drowned that. So I gotta love the way that works.
Drown it.
Yeah, so we've got that coming up. There's going to be the Fringe Festival, my Murray Bridge fairs, then in Parafield in May. So I am running a lot of events next year. So you will see me out there more, doing bigger events and also the road travel and stuff. So, but I just want to connect and help as many people as I possibly can next year, whether, so all my events become about fundraising in one way or another to help people in those local areas. Murray Bridge is very much about raising money for a local gentleman with cancer with a young family. He's only 33. So, and, I'm always doing something. Keep an eye on the Facebook page, my website.
And that is in the description that's above or below, wherever it is. Have a look. It's in the description. And for Amy, here's your card. It's the stork. Stork it's not so much babies, although it can possibly be. It's not the old cartoon thing of the stork carrying a baby. It actually is more about change, because it's that nesting factor. It's that changing around and making things suit to what you need, and having the light shine through everything that you do. That's the base of being in the light with it, so that you're shining your light everywhere. That's what I'm feeling through that one. So anything on that to finish it off?
I love the way both stalks are looking upwards as well.
Yeah, I'll solo that one just so that it is a bit clearer and get it focused. I mean, my eye will tend to go towards that light that's right in the middle, because I feel that that's the center of a homemaker, is the nest. It's that foundation. But it's lovely, isn't it? Beautiful.
And it's warming, it's positive.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
So now it is past the hour. We won't be able to get through to anyone else with that, and I've just got to try and find where that hide it is. That's it. And I do actually like having it where we've got the background, the blue. It's a nice colour. Things that I'm going to be doing will be like for next year. I'm still doing the building foundational stuff, because I've had so much happen in the last 2 years. my focus is still on focusing and getting it organised and sorting stuff. And another reason why so much of my thinking has been around consumerism, and my goodness, don't we collect a lot of stuff that we don't need. And it really does stem from that. How much do we really need? Besides the stuff that we want, how much do we actually use that's with good purpose? Keep that in mind as you're actually going about your own shopping for family and friends with Christmas gifts. For those that do enjoy shopping, not me.
I don't either.
But it's, there is many ways that we can gift our time, ourself, our knowledge and information, and all that we do. The skills that we share is gifts to the world, and we do still need to earn our income and all of that, yes, but making the purpose being money is where we need to actually reconsider what life is actually about, what Mother Earth is needing, and the environment and all the rest, with lack of water in the driest country in the driest country in the world, things like that.
Yeah,
I think there's on everyone to be the best person. I do that on my daily chats, my daily spread reading thingy, Lenormand deck reading. Be the best person that you can be with who you are, where you are in this moment in time, and grow that, spread that with love.
Yeah. Whatever you do, do it from the heart.
Yep.
I think it's really important. Now, Ros, do you have the ability for people to purchase a voucher for you if they were looking for a Christmas present for somebody that they can't come up with something for a reading? I know I do on my booking link.
Well, probably can. I don't think we've got a gift voucher thing set up. Maybe
I put you on the spot, I know. It just popped in, people are looking for a present with a difference, and sometimes a bit of guidance or a connection with a loved one can be an amazing thing at Christmas time. So
I'll certainly look at that after we've finished, because I think all I've got is the links that go to my hypnosis, like hypnosisplus.com.au. That is what my Shopify website is. I'm moving more back to directing people to website rather than Facebook pages. But I do have the links that are in the Hypnosis Plus with Ros site and my Ros Boundy page, the one that is, with the little graphic thing that I do the psychic medium things through. That's how I'm working it. So there is a link there for the readings. I've just done it where there's direct links. There's so much still about Facebook that I've got to learn. At least I know roughly enough on website stuff that I know how to manage that a little bit easier. You've got to get to, it's focus. It's where we want to do, and everybody has that passion of some sort within them to know, even if you don't know it. Hypnosis helps with that one. to actually focus. It does help get past the blocks to really focus on who. It's not so much the who we are, it's the what direction am I really going? What purpose am I here for? Well, the purpose is building happiness that people can share. But we each have different ways of doing that. It's just finding which way am I helping others in this life. That's my philosophy anyway. So what can we do but only share who we are, because it's the person we know the best, even if we don't know it. Isn't it?
That's it. So true.
So anyway, thank you everyone for being here. We will be back next Tuesday at the 10:30 on mytimetv.live. So thank you for being here. Share the replay if you're here watching replay. Just even do the hashtag replay so that we know you've watched it as a replay, and share it out, because any of the information that we've chatted, chats are good to pick up that aha moment that you might not be aware that you need.
Yeah.
So.
And if you're in the Labourthal area or the Adelaide Hills, come along and look at the Labourthal lights. I'm in the old ANZ Bank near the stoplights. So
wonderful. Thank you again for being here with me again.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.